Everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to use a step function with a simple real world example. So we will build a small workflow that reads our data from S3 and sends notifications using SNS service. So it's a beginner friendly and perfect if you want to understand how step functions works. So before starting into that, let's learn what is step functions. Uh, Step functions lets you connect different AWS services together in a series of steps like a flowcharts. This is super useful when you start to or when you want to automate tasks like processing files, sending notifications, or running logic across multiple services, all without a lot of glue code. So in our example, here is what we are going to do it. We will read a new data, a new order from the S3 buckets and pass the data from S3 file, and then we will be sending a notification email via SNS. To make this work, we will create an S3 bucket that holds the order data, and then SNS notification to send the email notification topic. With the subscription, we would be giving our own email address here, and then IAM permissions, which will hold permissions for S3 bucket and then a SNS topic. And then finally, we will be creating a step functions. I will give you all the codes in my Medium post, which should be attached in the descriptions below. So let's start. Go and create the S3 buckets. I'm going to my S3 bucket, S3, and then let's create a bucket. So give a bucket name. I'm going to give it as your little shop or anything, and then make sure you block all public access. I'm going to enable versioning. It's an option. So apart from that, okay, then, and also the other thing is add a tag if needed. Usually as a part of AWS, it is always recommended to add a tag like what project it is. So I'm going to create it as a project SF, which is step functions order process. I'm going to save this over here so I can reuse it again and again. Okay, let's go and create it. So in this, let's create another folder. Okay, over here, create a folder, order. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to upload a folder. So here is my order details. Okay, done. This is one step. Let me show you what's in order 1 2 3. So in this JSON file, it contains order ID information, customer name, item information, what they ordered, and the total price. So this is the information we would be sending as an email, as a email notification to the respective persons. Here I'm going to send it myself, but we can send it to the product owner. So on we have created S3 bucket. Now let's go and create SNS topic. SNS simple notification service. First, here we have to create two things. The first one is a topic. Let me create a topic. Here we are going to standardize. If you're going to send a lot of email notification, at that time we can go opt in for first in and first out. So here let's create a standard topic, which is send notification topic. Okay, this would be good. Again, add a project. Be consistent in whatever we try to do it, and the value would be SF order process. Let's create a topic. This is first thing. And then we have to add a subscription. Here, let's create a subscription. The protocol here, we are going to send it as like email notification. So here it is. And the endpoint is going to be northstar at gmail.com. Okay, let's create a subscription. Let me go here. Here you can see it's in pending. So let's confirm this one. This is my Gmail, and you can see already AWS notification, subscription confirmation. This is the ARN. We have to like, if if this subscription have been created, so go and like confirm it. Done. Let's go to the here. Let's reload it. Here you can see the status has been changed to confirmed. The next one, let me put this into another tab so that it would be easy for us to go and copy the ARN when needed. Your little shop. Okay. Okay, this would be the okay. We have done with like, from this we can see like we are done with S3 bucket and creating a no S3 SNS topic with a subscription. The next thing is IAM role. Let's go and create a role. So before creating a role, let's create a policy. So what are the information we would be added in the policies? Let's create it. Okay, this is the file, you can see it. In this one, like, this is the flow. In this flow, you can see like we are going to read the file from S3 bucket. It's not a get. So we would be using get object SGK, and then we would be sending an email notification. So for this one, we would be using SNS publish. So just to copy this one, like here you can see like we have two statements. One is for the like S3 read specific objects. Go and read this object. Let me change this as well, and then this is the action we would be using. And then second statement is like SNS publish to topic. Here we are going to allow this topic, and the permission we are using as SNS publish. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, let me correctly copy this one. Create a policies. So here we already have a JSON. Let's go and change it to JSON. Done. So let's update S3 file. Okay, copy. And then paste. So for SNS publication resource, let's copy the SNS. So this is the SNS. This is the topic. Okay, this is done. Okay, let's visualize it. So in S3, this is not giving the exact one what I have done. Maybe I'm not looking at right way. Okay, here you can see like for S3 what we have selected is only get object. So on another place, like, okay, this is for S3. For SNS, publish, grant permission to send a message to all the topic of this topic subscribed endpoint. So this is what we have done. Given permissions, let's create a order. Let's name it as let order do and SNS. Don't forget to add your project information. and the value is going to be this one. Okay, give it some time. Okay, here it has been added. The policy has been created. Let's go and create a role. Okay, the first one what we are going to do is we are going to create a custom trust policy because the service is going to be states here, which is like step function. Okay, let's update it one and move to next. Here select the policies we have which we have created. And name it as like process orders SNS. Okay, let's go and create it. Here we can see it has been created. So we have successfully created IAM role as well. Let's go to the step functions. So on okay, I already have a code for step function. Let me explain it over here so that it would be useful as a beginner to learn what's this. Apart from the step function, I believe everyone you guys are already familiar with creating S3 bucket, SNS, and then IAM role, which is like easy to go and learn. Okay, let's me go to step function. Okay, this is it's nothing. It's like a list of steps which has been going to process one after the other thing. It's that's it. Let's take a step. If you go to one step, it means like it will say what are the tasks we have to do it, or like do something else, like or do some calculation or something like that. After that, like it will say like what to do next. So those type of informations, so all would be listed under this like blocks. So here we says like start at here, it means like start at this process states at this step. Let's go it simple. uh, so this is the starting point of the step functions. It will say like go and do this first step. In the first step, it will says like what type of this step is. It says like this is a task state, meaning it perform a specific function, in this case like accessing S3. So like this is like a S3 resource. This is the resources which I'm going to do it. So it takes this S3 with the get object. This is the action which we do. If you are already familiar with like Boto 3 or something, it's like we are sending like an API call with what type of service and what type of action we have to take, right? It's similar. And along with some resources, we have to like say what's the parameter, right? It's like what type of bucket we would like to have, and with the bucket like what type of object we would be sending. This is same. So after that bucket, it has like after the within the parameter we have like bucket and key. So once we did this process, like where would be saving the result, so that's where the result path would come. Here we are saving it under the ordered data. So this task is done. Once we done, what to do next, that would be written under pass body. So it will go to the pass body. So let's go to the pass body. So in this pass body, what it would do is here we are mentioning the type of this step from state sorry type of this task is pass. So a pass state is used to perform a transformation of the data without invoking any resources. That's why you can see like we do not have any resources at all. So oh, there is no resources, but here we have parameters. So in this parameters we are trying to do perform some uh, actions. So here what we are trying to say is like the order data is in like we are taking the body of the order data which will contains this informations. This one would be in the string. Here we want to get it as a JSON, right? So that's the function it's doing it. So once this has been run, it has been stored in past, and then next step would be the send notification. Let's go to the send notifications. In this one, like you can say this is going to be take some actions like this, like the read order from S3. This one has done tasks with resources attached to it. This is also going to be the same. Here we have like the type as task and the resource as this one. We are going to publish it, right? You can see this is the resources and this is the action we would be taking. Here the action is publish. With that, like what's the parameter? So when we are sending a notification, the two things we would be needing is like what's the ARN which would be using, which is the topic ARN, the one we have created. So I would be updating this one in our step function. After that, like the message what we are going to be doing, so we are trying to like format here with that like a string. Here we'll be adding like new order informations. Let me put this over on this side so you can see it. You view, okay, here you can see like here we would say like new order. The first one would be coming from like paused order dot order id. This paused dot order would be is coming from the paused is coming from here. So here under this one, the order id is coming from here. New order id, the A1234, and then customer is engineer. This would like attach this value to over here. That's it. So once we are done, it's going to be the end as true. That's it. So this is the step function. I hope you guys like got the whole process. Also like this is just like consider as a steps. It will do one after the other. And also about this one is like we can, if let's say when we are trying to do this task, we are unable to get the object at the time, we had to handle the exceptions, right? So the step function provides the catch as well. So we can add a catch over here saying that like how to handle that exception as well. So step functions provides a lot of functions. Currently about the SDK is like they are trying to increase a lot of SDK, but it's still limited to currently for AWS services. Things like API calls to make like a external. At that time they don't have any provide any services right now. So at that time what you can do is like instead of like instead of the services, what we can do is like create a lambda. The lambda can go and invoke can go and do task with informations like go and do an API call, and those value would be like attached to over here. So it's totally customizable. We can add like multiple lambdas within the step function as well. Even we can add like multiple step function based on the process in the step function itself. That's a good thing about step function. And also the other important thing is like the world is moving towards no code era, so it's always keep ourselves updated to new things. So now let's go and create a step function. Okay, state machines, create a state machine. I'm going to create it from blank. Let's create it as like process orders from S3. I'm going to create it as like here you can see like standard and then express. Anything would be good. Let me go and create it with express because it says like the express workflow can run for up to 5 minutes. This would be good enough for me. Okay, here this is the step function flow diagram. The first thing you have to look at here is design code config. Let me close this one. So like you can see like we can like This is the start function and the end function. In the middle, you can just grab and do all the process with what are the input, output, everything. But for us, we already have a code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go and update it. Here on this side, you can see already there is a like process flow, how it has been going through. Like go and get the right S3 data and then like pass body, which would do is like pass the body from string to JSON file and then send in notifications. So here we have to update few informations like bucket information. So here this is my your little shop is my bucket name or key, and then order would be like order 123. I believe it's the same, and the next one would be that ARN. Let's ARN of topic. Okay, this is the one. And also like you have to like think about the region, which is very important over here. Okay, it's done. And then in configuration, here you can see like what's the name, type, and then what about the role. Here we already created a role, so we are going to select process order SNS. That would be good. Let's create it. State mention IAM is not authorized to do the log description. Okay. Let me look at this one. I've given this one. It's not authorized. Okay, we do not want a log destination. Let's remove this right now. Log destination. Let's go and create like log for this as well. Okay, let me edit this one. I have already the code for this. Okay, give me a second. I have just added like CloudWatch logs information. Okay, let's save it. Let's see if we are okay. It has been successfully created. Here you can see this is our design. I hope everything has been done. This is our code configuration rule. Let's do execute. This is the fun part. I never give anything if I don't have like let's start executions. There are few things we have to watch here. First one is this is the box, like it will this is the bug and this is the result, what has happened. So this is also the one of the key factor about step function. We can easily find on which step things got wrong. Here like this one has been like successfully executed. Here you can see the red color, and also whenever we click the step function you can see like I think I didn't provided the log stray log. That's the reason I'm not seeing the stray log. Let me go and update the policy for stray log so that we can clearly see everything what's happening behind each step. This is my mistake. Okay, this has been fixed. I hope this would solve the issue. Okay, let me go over here and rerun. Start execution. I believe now we can. Okay. Okay, here we can see. So whenever we click the step function here, you can see like what's the parameter and the result path. I'm not okay. So usually like I'm unable to see like the input and the output area. So usually it will provide every information, the state input, and if there is any output data information, we would be seeing over here. Let's look at this one. This is just showing past, but usually like it would says like what's the input and how it has been, what's the data over here as well. It provide all the information, it's not showing here. Okay, in the events, like, okay, let's go over here. In the events you can see like on each step what has happened. He can say is like go to the next step. This is the start step, and then this start step, what are the SDK actions and services and the parameters, task succeed once it has been succeeded, and where it has been, like what it has been going to do. The same thing we can do everything over here. And also the other thing is this is a graph view, and this is event view. The same thing whatever it's just like here we are seeing like 6 steps, right? The same thing we can see it here. And also this green task shows like every steps has been like successfully executed. If it is shows red at one place, like let's go and change the definitions. Here you can see like instead of 3, okay, where is the edit option? Code, let's change it as there is no object called like 1233.json, so it has to throw an error. Start executions. Give us, okay, here you can see like this is, if it red is means this step has didn't been executed properly. And also here it shows like an exception. Here what it's saying is, okay, it's not authorized to perform list object list buckets itself. It's trying to find our object. It's trying, okay, it's trying to find this object under this one, under this bucket. But because we do not have enough, we didn't give enough permission in our IAM role itself, right? That's the reason we got this error. First it will like basically the AWS function checks the role. After that only it will go and look at the objects. So you can see like the whole step has been like stopped at this first step itself because it throw an exception. But in step function, like when you're working on the real-time object, like we can handle this type of exception all under like catch error, and try to process. Even for catch we can produce another step and do the process. That's how it is, how easy the step function is. And also like when trying to learn step function during the start, it might take time even for like experienced persons, like 2 to 3 days. So when you're trying to jump from lambda like with the Python or like React, so like it takes some time, but once you start to learn it would be easy. So also if you guys have any question, feel free to drop them below.